the great state of Michigan for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Ranking Member, and Dr. Mulligan for joining us here today. Great to have a fellow Midwesterner in our presence. The topic of the day is tariffs. How do we combat the terrible impact that tariffs are having on our small business? You are here because we are looking to you to help us protect small businesses. I have here 5 different letters that I would like to enter into the record from small businesses across the country who reached out to this committee desperate for help to try and combat the devastating impact of this administration's tariffs policies on their small businesses. One small business owner, Lynn Fletcher O'Brien from McLean, Virginia, wrote in, and she actually used, and people here use the words, they're targeting us, they're attacking us. They see this administration as literally targeting small businesses. Lynn Fletcher O'Brien writes in and talks about actually punishing small businesses, talks about a procedure that Customs and Border Protection employs where officials are actually destroying items when they can't properly assess the value because of this chaotic tariff policy. She said, I'm urging you to push for tariff relief that doesn't punish small American businesses and consumers. You're in the Office of Advocacy. They're looking to you to help. In West Michigan, our agricultural sector in particular is struggling. Rural America is struggling. President Trump's tariffs, including many businesses in the agricultural sector, he is punishing these businesses. Michigan is not only the nation's second largest producer of apples. In my district, Grand Rapids is the apple capital of the state. As a result of the president's tariffs, fresh apple exports have declined by 58% this year. West Michigan produces nearly 3/4 of Michigan's harvested apples in 2024, so you can imagine how devastating these tariffs have been to my district's food and agricultural small businesses. Dr. Mulligan, you said that, when my colleague, Mr. McGarvey, was asking you, what are you doing about it? You said making sure that individuals have information about it. Is that all? Is that all that you are doing? Is that all that the Office of Advocacy can do to help from small businesses feeling like they are being punished by this administration?
Thank you for your question. Advocacy has 2 basic roles: the outreach, listening, in other words, listening to small businesses, and I'd be glad to look at the letters that you're putting in the record. I think every small business voice counts.
Great. We have them here for your review.
The second role is to communicate to the agencies, and I try to be persuasive in terms of making sure they know what the small business concerns are and urging them to seek policies that promote success of small businesses. I've found the partnership in the administration to be incredible. As I said in my testimony, they're coming to me before I can go to them in many cases, including in the tariff area. I had an entrepreneur from Chicago who came to Washington, and I met with her, and she mentioned she sells coffee, purchases imported coffee, says coffee's getting pretty expensive. That was during the shutdown, so I couldn't meet with the people at that time, but the very first day the shutdown was over, I was told to come to the White House and share what I've been hearing. And before I could share that Chicago entrepreneur's story, the Commerce principal said, hey, we are cutting the tariff on coffee and some other items immediately. So that's the kind of experience that I've had. They are very eager to hear about small businesses and to take fast action to make things better.
And what action is that? I mean, we are still seeing these small business owners writing in and saying, we feel like we're being punished here. I mean, what would you say to Lynn in her letter here who says, please, do something about these policies that are punishing us?
Thank you for your question. I would be glad to read the letter. I don't reply to letters I haven't read.
I'm reading
some administrator
from you right now. I'm reading it verbatim. She says, I'm urging you. This certainly can't be the first time you have heard from someone who feels, and I would question whether you truly are listening if you're telling me you have never heard from people who say
Wait a
they are
second.
feeling
I just got done explaining
punished.
about the Chicago entrepreneur who was importing the coffee. I heard from her. I was called to the White House to share what I'm hearing.
And you share with them that people feel like they are being punished and destroyed.
I shared
by
what the
these
Chicago entrepreneurs said, not what you are saying.
So have you shared with the White House that American small businesses feel like they are being punished by this tariff policy?
I have not heard of business tell me that they're being punished.
You do not feel that this, you have not heard from any small businesses that feel that this
ladies,
is
time is up.
devastating impact on their small business. Then I'm glad I entered these into the record. We encourage you to come to West Michigan and talk to small businesses who are experiencing devastating consequences of this tariff policy.